All right. Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? Hope everyone had a great Christmas. How's the sound? Sound all right? Let me know. We're taking a look at NQ this morning. Another sell-off. Prices down through that prior day low, following what was pretty much a gap and go setup on Friday. Gap lower. Decent sell-off there on Friday. Now we're seeing that continuation move here this morning. So one of the levels I'm going to be focusing on for today is the 21,430. Like to see how price responds versus that area. Now, sellers are going to be most interested in holding below that prior day low and holding below that 21,430. So right off the open here in a couple of minutes, we'll be looking at the reaction versus 430. If we start to see some continued weakness there, I'll most likely be hands off until price tests that overnight low, but most likely that 21,300 downside level of interest. One of the main things I'm keeping an eye on for this week is whether or not sellers are going to be successful in turning this into a lower high on the daily time frame chart. What they want to see, sellers, is a continuation through that 21K level. So that's one of the main structure components on the higher time frames that I'm going to be focusing on this week. Like I mentioned in the weekly candle newsletter yesterday. As far as this morning, like I said, 21,430 primary level of interest to be focused on. Now, if buyers are successful in reclaiming 21,430, we've got last week's low just as a reference point at 477, and then that prior day low, which is Friday's low, right at 21,500. So let's see how we open up. There is definitely potential for today to be a slower day. Still a holiday week. Market is closed on Wednesday for New Year's Day. So let's see what type of volume we're actually working with this morning and take it from there. Thirty seconds till the open. 21,430 on watch. You've got that overnight low at 358. Let's take a look at our profile for the overnight sesh. You got a big high volume node building out here. May see that volume point of control shift here in a couple minutes. Price continues to hang out in this area. And there's the open. All right, some sellers stepping in there. There's that volume point of control shift we just mentioned. Now right at 21,403. NQ coming into that overnight low. That's 358. 21,358. So just staying patient for now. Like I said, most interested in 430. I'll keep an eye on that overnight low, but mostly want some involvement with a level of interest here. We are in no rush. Volume's pretty good. We do have a true gap lower. Price is outside of that prior day's range. Take a look at your 5-minute regular trading hours chart here. And that opening 5-minute bar closes up in about a minute and a half. So just kind of in no man's land for now. No man's land. There we go. There's that overnight low for NQ being breached. So more sellers stepping in. And your opening 5-minute bar closes in 40 seconds. There's that opening 5-minute bar closed. Quite bearish. Big sell bar. So we'll see how that 21,300 is going to be treated. That's that next downside level of interest. Buyers trying to reclaim that overnight low. Let's see. Do we have any data this morning? Yeah, we have a data print here at 9:45. and 10 a.m. So that's coming up in about 10 minutes. Little consolidation here near that overnight low. NQ already put in more than a full ATR move during that overnight session. Buyers trying to hold that overnight low, 358. A little bounce there. Still cash personally. Staying patient. No need to rush into anything on a Monday morning. No need. No need for that. Let's take a look at the other indices here. Looks like we got some weakness in S&P, ES pressing the lows. We've got YM pressing the lows and Russell. So this little bounce here is only in NQ. Buyers trying to defend that overnight low. Well, we've got that first data print here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. NQ coming back into that session low, 330. Like to get this first data print behind us. Here comes that session low for NQ. New low of day being made. 21,300 next downside level to be watching. It's a level of interest. Good old LOI. And then data in 2 minutes. Pretty good volume this morning, all things considered. Here's a look at that near-term structure past couple of weeks. $300 is just about that FOMC low right there from Wednesday. Pretty much being tested right now, 315. All right, let's see if this data print gives us any action here. 10 seconds, Chicago PMI, 9:45 a.m. There's your opening 15-minute bar, closing. It's a continuation of that overnight selling. See if we get a true test down into 300 or not. And Q into the lows, new low of day. Here comes that 300. Looks like pretty much no interest there so far. So most likely for me, this will be a wait till 10 a.m. sort of morning, unless we start to see some significant shift in the intraday structure. Gap rules do apply this morning, of course, like we mentioned earlier. So if 300 fails, we'll be looking at 200. 21, 200, just about that regular trading hours low from a couple weeks ago, a couple Fridays ago. But I believe that overnight action is much lower from the extended hours. Yeah, 21K. So that 300 level of interest holds as support so far. Still cash personally. See if we get some sort of intraday change of character here. A little bit of a more favorable market structure to work with. Take a look at that 5-minute. Right through there, a little bit of a hammer. Hamski. 10 till 10 a.m. where we have another data print. All right, here's NQ back into that overnight low. A little 60-point bounce there from our level of interest. See if buyers can reclaim that overnight low. How's the profile looking? Looks like we still have probably a ways before that volume point of control shifts. At least another 10 minutes. A higher low here would definitely be significant with a push up through that overnight low. But so far, sellers definitely in control. Like we said, just continuing that overnight theme. So no rush pre 10 a.m. personally. Typical gap rules. Volume definitely tapering down just a bit here. Still well above minimum threshold. Missed that short entry, Ray. Yeah, that was decent there versus that overnight low. Good retest. Good pre 10 a.m. retest. All right, potential higher low in the making here. Let's see if buyers can break that overnight low with acceptance. We want to see price holding above that overnight low. Unless you're short, you probably don't want to see that then. Getting a little closer to that minimum threshold here. Taking a look at the volume. Keeping a close eye on that today. It is still a holiday week. So some lower volume is expected. And with low volume, we usually see chop. And that is something I'm personally not interested in. NQ coming back into the lows, so buyers failed that higher low attempt. Coming right back into 21,300. About 2.5 minutes till 10 a.m. Two and a half minutes. There's your new low of day for NQ. New low of day. See how the other indices are doing. Yeah, it's a new low of day across the board. ES, YM, RTY, all pressing the lows. Good uptick in volume there on NQ. All right, 10 a.m., 30 seconds. You do have a data print. So we'll see if we get a 10 a.m. reversal time or if we're going to be testing that 21,200 and potentially even lower. So far, intraday structure just points down, right? So no longs just yet. No longs. All right, here's 10 a.m. NQ just pressing the lows. So we'll be looking at 21,200. Next downside level of interest. Good volume coming in here. Anyone trading yet? How are we doing so far? There's a bounce. So keeping with the theme here, I like to see some shift in the intraday structure. So maybe a reclaim of 21,300 with a higher low would be a scenario I'd be interested in. This bounce is from no man's land for me, so no trade there. Cash, cash, cash. Good volume coming in. So far, there's just another lower high in the making. All right, it's getting more interesting. See if this 21,300 is going to hold as support now. Buyers can show acceptance above 21,300. Intraday structure has yet to shift. Just highlighting every lower high here on the chart. Volume point of control may shift here in a couple minutes. We'll see. Have another high volume node building out right in this area. So 21,300 main watch right now. Another minute or two for that volume point of control to shift. Intraday shows no change of character yet. And following that 10 a.m. data print, volume tapering down again. Grab the short ray. Nice. Nicely done. NQ rolling over again here. Buyers so far unsuccessful and showing any acceptance above 21,300. Sellers continuing to control this tape. Little uptick in volume right there. We did just see the first print below the minimum volume threshold. Right here. That volume point of control is about to shift here any second now. From there, we'll want to see how price responds, whether it is trading above or below that volume point of control. That'll give us some more clues here about this action near 21,300. There's the shift, 21,315. Watch this next 15-minute closure as well. Here in about 90 seconds. All right, NQ coming back into that overnight low. Session volume point of control below current price. Starting to see a bit of an intraday change of character here. Price reclaiming some of those recent lower highs. Let's see how this overnight low is going to be treated. 358.5 for that overnight low on NQ. Rest of the indices are not really bouncing here, just as an observation. Check out the intraday fib, shows the 61% retracement right there, marking the high for this current bounce. Definitely fib sell zone. So buyers really need to see a reclaim of this 353, 358 area. That would also show follow through for that 15-minute green closure. That's the first 15-minute green bar of the session. NQ right back into that session volume point of control. We'll see how 300 is going to be treated again if price gets there. Just trailed my first trade of the morning. There it is. It's looking for a little more out of that one. Got about 30 points. We do have more prints here below, or near rather, that minimum volume threshold. So again, keeping a very close eye on volume. Do not want to get caught in any chop. There's 21,300 being retested. Session volume point of control still at that 321. Gotta love that fib sell zone with that overnight low. Not the best looking structure here on the 5 minute. That's for sure. The NQ just kind of churning here near 300. Churning. Churn and burn. Another print right at that minimum volume threshold. So if we start to see some consecutive prints below that minimum threshold, it's a good clue to start shutting it down for the morning. There's another one just a minute ago. Action is not super compelling this morning, at least in my opinion. So buyers failing to show any acceptance above 21,300. Tells me that my trail was appropriate. So far, just one trade today. One trade. All right, NQ back into the low. So if the lows fail, we see some continuation beneath that session low. You'll be looking at 21,200 next downside level of interest. And that is that set regular trading hours low from last Friday, or a couple Fridays ago, rather. Right through there. So staying patient now. Pretty much same watch for me. Like to see some action above 21,300 with market structure based entry. That was my trade earlier. I believe it was right around here. Right around here or something. So similar type of move. Or give me some action down into this area. Watch for that reversal. That's about it for the moment. It is Monday of a holiday week, so just taking it slow, nice and easy. Don't want to overdo it. Just about 1 hour into the sesh. How's the morning? How we doing? 1 hour into the day. We've got a couple consecutive prints below that minimum volume threshold. So I'm inclined to call it a morning shortly here. Small green, up 1K, gonna call it nice. Cash. Solid. Solid, solid. I'm gonna grab those longs. Nice. Nice, nice. Martin still cash. Yeah, this action is, like I said, this action is not the most compelling, so I think cash is a good play right now, personally. Cash, cash, nice. All right, so here's NQ up through 21,300. Again, would not mind seeing some market structure with 21,300. An improvement in volume there. There's that volume point of control shift, 2301.75. So, like I said, ideal scenario for me would be something like this, like reclaim, retest. As of right now, note the intraday structure. Still a series of lower highs here. So, don't want to be too aggressive. Seller's still in control for today. Otherwise, I'll look for some action down into, what was it, 200? This zone down here. In that area, as a reminder, it's our regular trading hours recent low. That's a low from the past couple of weeks. RTH low. NQ back into 300. May see a little late morning base start to build out. That's another scenario. NQ back into that 50% fib retracement. 21,334. Decent little push there. Here comes that overnight low. Up and through that overnight low. So no retest given at 300. Potential change of character in the making here on NASDAQ. Just look at your 5-minute. Gives a very good visual. $30-minute bars through that prior bar high. So let's see if buyers can show any acceptance above that overnight low, or if we have a retest of 300 in the making here. Good improvement in volume. That is for sure. All right, next 15-minute bar closes in less than 1 minute. NQ coming back into that 78% fib. Price can break this 380 area. Most recent, not the most recent, but significant lower high from intraday. And then that 78% fib, you'll be looking at potentially a new high of day and a test of the 430 level of interest, which is where VWAP currently sits. VWAPy. There's the push. $21,400 currently trading, and session high is 416. I did try that higher low at the overnight low, but was only able to grab about 20 points, and I got shaken out of that one. Didn't want to give it a wide leash, but we're 2 for 2 on the morning. Selectivity, absolutely key today. Don't personally love this action here. Not a big fan of this action. Seller stepping in. That's like a 50-point 1 minute candle right there. I mean, this thing is trading wide. Wide, wide, wide. So taking a look at that 5 minute regular trading hours chart, starting to build out into a range. 430 stays on watch. I do still like the 300 area, but I think we'll go ahead and call it here. It's an all right morning. Good first morning back. Didn't trade at all last week. Not the cleanest action this morning, but I feel we made the most of it. Don't forget the market is closed on Wednesday. And I was just reading that it is, looks like it might be closed January 9th as well. In observance of the National Day of Mourning in recognition of the passing of former President Jimmy Carter. So we may be closed on the 9th. Alrighty, folks. Thanks for jumping into the stream. Hope you guys had a good morning. We'll keep it going in the think tank as always. But otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll be live tomorrow morning. Expecting an even slower session tomorrow. Low volume. Going to be likely for tomorrow. And that'll be the last session of the year. All right, have a good day, everyone. Talk to you later.